Hi everybody, welcome to my May TBR video. As you just saw, we are having the comeback of the TBR prompt jar, which means that there are no unwrapped books now. We did from November through to April, which is about 5 or 6 months of that. And we are going to do TBR prompts from our TBR again, which is some fun. So I'll just run through here first what's happening if you're new or you need reminders of how I do my TBR cart when I do my prompts. So in the middle section I have both behind and in front the rest of the books that I need to do on my 26 books to read in 2026 list. So that's what the middle row is. On the bottom row we have series that I need to continue with, so it can be any book that I'm up to in that series. And then at the start of the end I have of the row in the front I've got a few series that I want to start, but up the back I've got other ones to continue and start as well. And then up the top here I've got some new categories that we're starting. So I've got a few classics, a couple of sci-fi books up there, some thrillers, mysteries, and then a few romances. And on the back is standalone fantasies, more romances and mysteries and whatnot. So we've got a whole heap to choose from. But yeah, that's the selection I have from my shelves behind me, because my shelves back here are also TBR. So yeah, we've got the prompt jar back. So return of the prompt jar. It is chock full, as you can see, so it's been restocked for the year. And yeah, there's challenge prompts in here, there's general prompts that are common, like biggest book, a book you haven't read on your TBR for a long time, continuous series, particular themes like sci-fi, romance, classic, fantasy. I've got one in there that's like vampire theme, because I'm into my vampire era at the moment, or for quite a while actually now. As you can see, I've got my Twilight shirt on. There's fun prompts too, like blindfold pick, random spinning wheels, stuff like that. So we'll see what we get. Before we get into all of that, I have 3 books that are sort of automatically going onto my TBR. There's the fantasy and romance books for my local book club, which I'm hopefully going to read. And then one sci-fi vibe book that I want to pop on as well, because it's May the 4th day for Star Wars and stuff, so I just really wanted to put it on. Plus in my giant book haul that I did, I've still got like that keenness to read it, so I thought I would do book 1 of that series while I've got that keenness rolling. And then from there we will pick 9 prompts. I usually pick 10, but because I put this sci-fi one on already from the series that I'll mention in a moment, we'll just do 9 prompts instead of 10, and then yeah, we'll go from there. So the book club books for May, the fantasy one is The Hurricane Wars. It's got such a pretty cover. I actually thought that was like a smudge, but it's actually like a ship and it moves like in the pages. I would have preferred if they did like a sprayed edge or something to cover that smudge, because it just looks like there's like pen on the side. However, the book I have not read before, and we're going to find out. Let's go about glasses and have a bit of a read of the back. So it's One Lone Light Will Stand Against an Empire. Light Wars Against Darkness. So it's kind of got like Star Wars vibes as well. Enemies forced into marriage. A storm is coming. So yeah, I have eyed this book off for quite a while actually, but I never picked it up. So yeah, that's the fantasy book for book club. The romance one is The Love Hypothesis by Ellie Hazelwood. This one I will actually be rereading. I read this way at the start of my reading journey and I gave it below 3 stars. I think there's only 2. But I'm just very, very curious to find out if my thoughts are the same and my rating will be the same, or now with more experience with like romance genre and reading in general, if I will rate it higher and enjoy it more. So yeah, that will be an interesting thing to do. And the space Star Wars sci-fi kind of vibe book that I'm automatically putting on is the first book in Brandon Sanderson's Skyward series. So Skyward Claim the Stars is the first one. And yeah, just as I said, while I'm keen and interested to explore the series, and obviously Star Wars week, we will automatically put this one on. So yeah. So let's see what other 9 books we will have. I'm just going to grab a drink and we'll pick 9 prompts and try and pick 9 books using those prompts. Sometimes it's a challenge and it takes a while, so kick back and relax. And we will see. We'll give it a good shake. Might be a bit hard because there's so many in here. Okay. So, prompt number 1 to try and explore will be, let's go in the middle-ish with this one. I will write them onto the screen for you all as well. A book with wolves. Okay. A book with wolves. So, I don't think there's anything down the bottom. Oh, hang on. I just saw in the title, Curse of the Wolf King. Obviously that's wolf themed. I'll pick out a few possibilities, then we'll go from there. Wolf. Is Quicksilver a wolf? Can't remember. Let's go back glasses because I'm so blind. It's just about Faye, this first one, so it's not wolf-based. I think the second one has like a wolf in it. Wolf. Let's have a look at the back, see if there's any other choices. As you can see, there's a lot back here too. Almonds and blood. I know it's dragons, but is it wolves or vampires? Vampires, yeah. I think it's Diamond, the one with wolves that I'm thinking of. I think that is our only choice. Okay. I know it's a TBR card anyway. I do have Diamond on my thing somewhere. Okay, so it looks like Curse of the Wolf King is for our Book of Wolves. This is a Beauty and the Beast retelling. I do love my retellings, so that's cool. It's a series I found at my local indie bookshop once, and this is the first book of that series. So we have a beastly king with a deadly curse and a devious bargain. So that will be interesting to see how it pans out. Curse of the Wolf King. It matched pretty well, actually. Okay. So we will shake up and we'll do our next prompt. We're going to go right on the bottom somewhere for this one. Hopefully I don't spill any. So prompt number 2. A fantasy starting with W. Now some of these ones I might not have anything for on the card, so I'll have to like redraw the prompt if not. So fantasy starting with, I know. When the Moon Hatched. I am still to read this. I do believe the second one is coming out very, very soon, and this is a 26 book on my list. I don't think there's anything else, or if there is, that would probably be like my option. Yeah, I'm actually just going to go with this one. So this is a 26 book on my 26 list, as well as the prompt that we got for another challenge, which is a fantasy starting with W, and we'll finally get to reading it, hopefully, when the Moon Hatched. I have been told I will like this one. I just haven't got to it yet, and that's why I put it on my 26 book list as well, because I was like, I'm not going to do this one this year. So a couple of fantasies so far. We're going to go up the top this time with this one. This is our third one. If I can open it, that would be good. A book with the biggest amount of pages. Oh my goodness. Well, this is obviously a contender. If I can even take it out. We're gonna need our glasses. This is definitely a contender. Crescent City, the first book. I didn't get to it this month. It is 797, 798, 799. So yeah, 799 that one is. The other contender is probably this one, the next color card book. That I'm up to, which is number 5. This is, it's pretty close, 707, but Crescent City is definitely winning. I don't think there's any other really big ones. The only other option would be Quicksilver, but I don't think it's in the 700s. So it's going to be close. Gonna be close. It's 627, so it is close, but not quite. So I think it was Crescent City back from my TBR, I think. Yeah, because this is low 700s, whereas Crescent City is higher. So we'll put this one back here. So the biggest amount of pages is House of Earth and Blood, Crescent City by Sarah J. Maas. This is on my 26 list as well, as having the largest amount of pages. I didn't get to it in April, so hopefully May is the month. I am keen to read it. It was just a bit long to add into what I was doing because I did annotate a book and stuff like that, so yeah. All is good. I got it back on. I got 3 fantasy so far, so let's hope we can get some other genres happening. We'll go the middle-ish again. We got a couple from my 26 list too, which is good. A romance starting with G. Romance starting with G. Look on the back. If, as I said, I may need to redraw these particular ones. Got a J and a Y, but no G. Okay, we'll have to redraw that one. So this one will be a redraw. I'll just leave that out for a minute. Yeah, some of those I do need to make sure when I'm shopping that I actually have something for them. I'm going to do this one, and I'm dropping like all of them. It's okay, I thought I dropped it, but I must have went back in the thing. A book with trials, so like a dystopian or a fantasy. The first one that comes to mind is the next Hunger Games book. That would be one. I'm just wondering if this one called Escape Game is like kind of like trial-y vibe. Let me just, or it could be more game vibe, maybe. Contestants are ready. And it's like an escape room, so it's not really a trial, as in, yeah. I think the book is going to end up being the next Hunger Games one. If I can find it, it's down here. I would say that would be our best option, which is good because it's been a while since I've worked on Hunger Games. So I'm up to Mockingjay, which is the 3rd one in the series, and I have been audio booking these, so yeah. Obviously the Hunger Games is trial based. So yeah, we'll do that one, and we'll, yeah, probably audio book that. So that's 4. So we've got 5 more to go. Hopefully we get some sort of fun one in a moment. Got the topish a bit. Okay, this one. A romance starting with Y. I did say I had a Y one before, didn't I? I think it was on the back. M-A-R-D. Oh yeah. 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 So this is off my 26 list as well, and it was on 2 or 3 TBRs ago. I didn't get to it. It's called You've Got Chainmail by Stan Parks. It sounds really cute. It's like a medieval festival, and somehow they joined together somehow at the festival and develop obviously their relationship. So yeah, a romance starting with Y, plus in addition to that, challenge wise, another book of the 26 list maybe. Okay, a romance too, which will be nice. In the middle somewhere, let's go with this one. I'm gonna go the folded one so I don't see it. A romance starting with K. I'm not sure if I'll have one. Let's have a look. F, D, and M up the top there, and B. We've got B, H, O, L, S, I. What are we looking at? K. I don't honestly think I have a K one. Might be another redraw. J and a G and an L. Yeah, no K. Okay. I'm gonna keep the ones out that I need to do. So I know when I'm book shopping what we need. Give it a shake and we'll redraw that one. We'll go down the bottom somewhere to this one. Okay. Redraw. A romance starting with O. We're getting all the ones that start on letters. O. We do have O here. On a limb. I think that is our only option. Yeah. And that's good too, because it's from the middle section again. Hand and Bone is down and out of the limb. I'm still yet to read a Hand and Bone of Young book. The one that I really want to read is Into the Woods, but apparently you've got to read Out on the Limb first, so hopefully we'll get to it. 2, 4, 6, that is. Give it a shake up. And we'll go for this one. Our next prompt will be a fantasy starting with C. We're getting all the starting letter ones. Fantasy starting with C. There is Crow, which is like fantasy and romance. Let me just turn it a bit more so I can see. You could not count the in the Crimson Moth. But I think I will go Crow just because it's a bit shorter. It's got a bit of a romance to it, but it's mainly fantasy. This is the second book in the Fairies of Oz series that I started last year, and the first one was really, really good. It's like Wizard of Oz vibes, obviously. It doesn't say which one the first one is. Yeah, that's interesting. Doesn't say what the first one is. I think it was something along the Dorothy lines. But yeah, we'll pop that one in as the fantasy starting with C. And then we'll shake and pick another one. I'm gonna go this one on the very bottom. 2, 4, 6, 7. So we've got 2 more. This one and another one. A fantasy. we have. That could be just about any book, really. We've got Quicksilver, A Broken Blade, Heir of Broken Fate, which is an indie author. We've got A New Moon. We have this one here, which is called Magic Midnight and Starlight, which would be a second book of the series. I did fly through the first one of that. We've got the next Dungeon Crawler Carl book. So many possibilities. We've got some standalones up here. We've got we could go vampire themed because we don't have anything vampire themed, and I do love my vampire themed stuff. We could go Veil of Eternal Night. I have been keen to read this one. This is like a fairy tale retelling as well of Beauty and the Beast, but that's alright. It's obviously like vampire, gothic, slow burn, enemies to lovers, so maybe that one. Or we could go, I've already got like a Wizard of Oz vibe. We also have vampire theme wise Hollow, which is about a family and vampires in that regard. And it's like a TikTok-y book. We do have another Wizard of Oz vibe book. It's called West of the Wicked. I am keen to read that at some point. We do have A Dance of Lies. I've been wanting to read this, but I don't think I could fit it in and focus on it a lot. These we could go like Interview with a Vampire, or we could do something really fun like Dungeon Crawler Carl, obviously, or we could do How to Become a Dark Lord in Die Trying, which is kind of those fun vibes as well. Or like How to Lose a Goblin in 10 Days. That's like another fun kind of vibe book if we're gonna go that themed. Or like the other options would be the next Dungeon Crawler Carl book, which would probably be a good option. Or this one, which is the second in the series, because I did fly through that first one. Even Accomplice to the Villain, because that would be a quick read. I don't want to do the next Twilight one yet because I'm annotating them all, so yeah. There is a Kane down there as well. So if I was going vampire themes, I'd probably go for one of these two. So I will put Hollow back. And if I was going something fun, I'd probably go the next Dungeon Crawler Carl book, to be honest, because I really need to do that. So it depends if I want vampire vibe or like a fun type of time. I'm actually thinking this just to get book 5 done. They are very quick, easy reads too. I think I'm gonna do that. And hopefully we get a vampire book soon. Put this one back. Okay. So for a fantasy, obviously fantasy is a very wide genre. we're gonna go book 5 in the Dungeon Full of Cards series. This is The Butcher's Masquerade. It's been a while since I read book 4, so that'll be cool. I know it's a chunker, and we've got some other chunkies happening, but they are very easy reads, so yeah. Okay, I think we have one more to go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, because of that automatic one. So yeah, we've got one more prompt to do. We're gonna have lots of reading to do to me. Obviously, I don't get through all of it, but I number one, do the amount for my number goal, but also just that bit of flexibility, like I can choose from that TBR, yeah, what I would like to. We're gonna go. Let's do this one. Hopefully it's a fun one. Oop, I got 2. I'm gonna pop them both back and pick another one. Okay. Let's see. It is a tiny one. An indie author. Okay. So we have this, which is an indie author, but we're very heavy on the fantasy side, so I'm not going to do that. Another indie author is Mads Rafferty. I really want to read a book by her. I've got 2. There's a romance, Breaking Point, and her first one of a fantasy. So I would probably go her romance one, because we need some more romance on the TBR. I think that is kind of all for the office. And I think Rena Vasquez is a indie author as well. This is a 3rd in a fantasy series, but yeah, we're quite heavy on fantasy. I think that is all. Yeah, so I'm gonna go Mads Rafferty. I still need to read one of her 2 books that I got last year. I did get them personalized from her website and everything. She's an Aussie author that I really want to explore, so I'm gonna use this as my indie author, which will be fun, and another romance. 2, 4, 6, 8, 9, 10. Yep, so that is our TBR. We didn't get any classics or other sci-fis. It's kind of interesting. That's alright though. It is the way it is. We will do a summary. And we didn't get any fun things either, but that's alright. Before our summary, I'll just grab a drink. So we've got a couple of romance, a lot of fantasies. We've got a few romance. We've got a dystopian, and we've got, yeah, romance fantasies happening. Very interesting to get on. So we will run through everything. So yeah, I just do like a large amount to like have a lot of options on my TBR to choose from, and also with my number goal for the year, because I have like 115 books as my goal, so that's why I kind of do like 10 each month kind of thing. So our book club reads for my local book club Ali Hazelwood's Love Hypothesis. This is a reread for me, so it should be a quickie. And for fantasy, The Hurricane Wars. We automatically put on Brandon Sanderson's Skyward, just So we had a sci-fi space like thing for Star Wars. So that automatically went on, and then our 9 books that we had prompts for, and the prompts were a book with wolves. We have Curse of the Wolf King, which is a Beauty and the Beast retelling. This is the first of a series that I recently found. I do love my retellings, so looking forward to that. We have our next prompt, which was a fantasy starting with W, When the Moon Hatched. Will I finally get to it in May? Hopefully, I'm going to prioritize it. It is a 26th book on my list as well, so it would be good if I can. Especially with the hype of the new one coming out and stuff too, and then I know, like, do I pick up that one because I like the first one and stuff like that. Our next prompt was a book with the biggest amount of pages, which was Crescent City, House of Earth and Blood by Sarah J. Maas. My goal this year is to read Crescent City books, and it was on my TBR for April, but I didn't get to it, so hopefully this month. I can always crack it open and make a start and just work my way through it all month. Have another couple going as well, especially if I've got like audiobooks and stuff like that happening. A book with trials, which is the next Hunger Game book that I'm up to, which is Mockingjay. Obviously trial, dystopian based, and this one I will definitely be audiobooking. The next prompt was a romance starting with Y, which is You've Got Chainmail. Sounds like a fun time. Hannah Boden Young's Out on a Limb, which is a romance starting with O. And those 2 romances are on my 26 list as well. The next one is a fantasy starting with C, which is the next Fairies of Oz book, which is Crow. Yeah. It's got a little romance in as well as the big fantasy vibe, but yeah, it should be a quickie, that one. Being short. A fantasy, I chose the 5th book in Dungeon Crawler Carl, which is The Butcher's Masquerade. It'll be good to continue with the series. And Indie Author was our last prompt, yep, which is Mads Rafferty's Breaking Point, which is a first in her hockey series. I believe she's just released her 2nd one in this series, so if I like this one, I'll grab that one. This is an Aussie indie author, so looking forward to that. Thank you so much for joining me today, guys. I greatly appreciate it. And stay tuned for my upcoming April wrap-up and more fun videos to come. And of course, happy reading. See you next time. Bye.